to a powerful interview about former England Rugby Union international Luther Burrell.
Burrell hopes to inspire youngsters to speak out about racial inequality, a warning that you might find this story upsetting.
Burrell played both rugby union and rugby league professionally. He's given a newspaper interview in which he described so-called racial banter in dressing rooms throughout his career. It included jokes about bananas, fried chicken and slavery on a weekly basis. Burrell hasn't named anyone involved.
Well, it's not banter, you know. Let's have crack about how poor I played at the weekend and the fact that I couldn't catch a fish, you know what I mean? Or I couldn't, I couldn't tackle whatever. You know, that's banter. Or, you know, what you done with your hair, where'd you get your hair cut, you got your ball cut around your hair again, whatever. You know, but talking about, you know, when you're chucking slavery into a banter comment, come on. It's a bit far-fetched, that, isn't it? When comments were made, that was one of the most daunting things, that people were jumping on the back of it, laughing, but it was almost like awkward laughs to get rid of the fact that, oh, that was actually a bad comment, but let's make it sound funny. No, because there's other people in the changing rooms that were uncomfortable. I'm talking about my white teammates. They were the ones that were uncomfortable, that were looking at me like, that's not okay. But because I'd let certain things slide, I then couldn't go, mate, rein it in. Because it's actually last week you were fine. You were fine with it last week, so why all of a sudden are you gonna start having a problem with it now? If I was to start naming teams, coaches, players, whatever it may be, that initially shines the light on them, and that's not what I'm after, because that's just going to put a load of pressure on that person. I don't want to be ruining people's lives over what they perceived as a bit of crack through their own naivety, etc., whatever it may be. And that's a short-term fix. It's not going to create positivity in the bigger picture. I look back and I'm very disappointed that I didn't feel the courage and strength to actually speak about it. But that is just the nature of the beast, and the reason why now I am talking about it is so that, you know, if 17 or 15-year-old Luther's in the changing room somewhere, you know, he's feeling the confidence that he can say something. But more importantly, how about we're just trying to eradicate it full stop?
One of Burrell's former clubs, Newcastle Falcons, said they were launching an internal investigation to determine whether any of the occasions Burrell references took place during his time at the club. And another of his former clubs, Northampton, released a statement saying the club condemns all forms of discrimination, and yesterday reached out to Luther to offer our support and applaud his bravery in speaking out. We were reassured during our conversation that Luther did not experience any racial abuse during his time at Northampton Saints. We've invited Luther to return to Franklin's Gardens in the coming months to contribute towards the diversity and inclusion projects already being delivered by the club's community and commercial staff.
The RFU apologised to Burrell, saying they were disturbed that he had this experience, and the Rugby Players Association have praised Burrell for speaking out. This is what they've said in a statement. We applaud Luther Burrell for his decision to talk about the racism he has encountered during his playing career. We have spoken to him and he knows he has our full support moving forward. There is no place for the language used against Luther and the attitudes that reveals either in rugby or in broader society. His honest revelations only highlight the game's need for meaningful conversations and education on what positive, inclusive cultures should be.
England's Jamie George is a friend of Burrell, and he told us his thoughts on hearing what his former teammate has experienced.
I know Luther on a personal level. I'm gutted to hear that he had gone through that, and look, discrimination in any form is horrible, and you know, we want to make sure that we cut that out, and if it is happening in rugby, then we need to make sure we do everything we can to get rid of it.